leading into our next segment, we're going to get into our weekly previews. We're going to get into a divisional game with the AFC East. At this point, seems very interesting considering the teams are doing both well. We're going to go with the Jets versus the Patriots, where the Patriots are the -3.5 favorite at home, and they've been pretty much bullying the Jets like every year that they play them. And I think um, with how well the Jets have been playing and how well they've been able to stay afloat considering all their injuries and tribulations that they've gone through. I personally like the Jets in this game.
Yeah, this is one that's it's a weird one to call. Obviously, the Patriots been beating them up. You kind of feel like this is the year it might change. I would be pretty confident in picking the Jets if Brees Hall was still playing
So
for them.
yeah,
I'd feel
right,
very
right.
good about it with how Brees Hall has been playing. So it's a real shame that he got injured and he's out for the year. But look, they've been able to make do with their other running backs, trades, the other guys they have in house. So but yeah, look, I wouldn't be surprised if Zach Wilson is able to hook up with Garrett Wilson for a few big plays here and come out with a win against the Patriots team. Patriots are a bit up and down with how they play. They shown some ability to really have a lockdown secondary
Right.
at certain games and certain times of this season. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, this seems like it might be a game that the Jets could steal on the road against the Patriots and really kind of put even more so a stamp of oh, we're back, we're here to play, we're not
Right.
gonna let you other teams push us around anymore against the Patriots. That's the huge one that they really have a hard time against. So
Yeah.
will certainly be interesting to see if
Yeah.
the Jets can respond here.
Yeah, I think it would be good for Salah to get a win under his belt against the Patriots. I think they want to kind of get that revenge, just considering that's one of their losses, one of their few losses, which is surprising that we're saying this in this point of the season, considering how the Jets' history has been. But again, I think it all ties down to kind of the turnover battle. I think if Zach Wilson takes care of the ball and he's able to get Garrett Wilson the ball, then maybe that'll be the end result, and maybe the Jets come out on top. Um, so yeah, so the next game that we're gonna get into is the Cowboys versus the Vikings. The Vikings are the -2.5 or -2 favorite at home, rightfully so, because how about them Cowboys? Always losing in big time games. I wonder what Kirk Cousins' record against the Cowboys is. It would be interesting to see that, but I think the Vikings can take care of business. I think the Cowboys they just struggle against this team only because their defense, it doesn't seem like last year their defense was their strong point and their offense could kind of gain off of that a little bit, but this year the Cowboys just seem all over the place. I mean that's usually the case in some matters, but um this year it seems more like in their whole team as a whole. Like there's no real like clear-cut stand thing that stands out with them. So
Yeah, I mean, I think the Cowboys defense has played exceptionally well at times, but yeah, like you said, it just seems kind of all over the place. They show up one game, they don't the next. This Vikings team that we talked about the big win they came off with against the Bills at Buffalo. So now they get to have the Cowboys coming into their house. The Cowboys just suffered a loss to the Packers, and look, this is a game that I like the Vikings to keep things rolling here, keep the good times rolling, get another win, keep that only one loss on your record, and yeah, I think the Vikings look if they're able to do what they did against the Bills.
right. Oh, for sure.
I
Then
don't see other things happen that we can't predict too. If the Cowboys came out and won this game, would it be so surprising? No.
no, not at all.
But I think you have to lean towards the Vikings here, watching how they handle that game against the Bills. The Bills have a solid defense in their own right, and they were just able to make more plays, and they certainly don't struggle to put up points. Something that the Cowboys, they do struggle to be able to put up points plenty of times here. Besides that game against the Eagles, which was like a Monday night game where the Eagles just came out and torched them from the beginning.
Yeah.
The Vikings look good in every other game since then. So I think you got to lean the Vikings here. You're probably gonna take the points with a spread that low, and probably feel like, yeah, you have a good shot picking Kirk Cousins, Justin
Right.
Jefferson, and the Vikings
And
to handle business.
even Dalvin Cook. So I mean,
Hmm.
Dalvin Cook will have. I think. I mean, if Aaron Jones had a game, I think Dalvin Cook is certainly going to be able to be kind of that X factor in that game. So that's what I think. So the next game we're gonna get into is another divisional game that we love to see: the Chiefs versus the Chargers. The Chiefs are actually at the Chargers, and they're the favorite. They're the -7 favorite. Love to see these Mahomes Herbert matchups, regardless of who's healthy and who's not. It seems like they both kind of bring out the best in each other when they verse each other. I think obviously they both have a lot of respect for each other. But it would be nice to see Keenan Allen on the field. It would be nice to see Mike Williams on the field just to see how that would match up.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, we'll see how that ends up. That's kind of a tough one. I think I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
Yeah, look, I certainly think picking this game, just given the history, I'd probably lean towards the Chargers with the points in terms of just overall betting. Um, because I do think the Chargers will find a way to keep this thing close no matter what.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you said, it seems like Justin Herbert kind of rises to the occasion against this team, and I think they find a way to make this a battle all the way towards the end of the game. Um, in terms of who actually comes out with the victory, it'll be tough. It's hard not to lean against the Chiefs, but it also feels in some ways like the Chargers are due for a big win.
Yeah,
We've seen them. Actually, most of the big games they played this year, have
they've been
ended up with
really.
them losing.
Yeah,
It's been really tough for the Chargers. We had Herbert, getting whacked and hurting his ribs. Yeah. I mean, they're just smacking this guy and driving him into the field, and he had the rib injury that had him out for a few games.
yeah,
We had that Amazon, that might have been the Amazon game.
yeah. I think it was.
But yeah, so look, the Chargers, they need to get back on track. They're certainly better than their current record is right now.
Yeah,
Like you mentioned, they dealing with all these injuries, but look, the other thing is, at some point the defense
has to
has to
step
come
up
together,
with all the
right?
studs they have on
Yeah,
defense.
yeah. I mean, you gotta figure that at one point they're just gonna go
Wake it up.
crazy and just get to the quarterback. You know, get some turnovers. Secondary is gonna make some plays. So, it might be this game against the Chiefs that they're certainly eyeballing. And look, we know sports in general. When one of the better teams comes to town, everybody wants that game. So
Yeah,
the Chargers should certainly be, getting up for that game, be dialed in, ready
yeah,
to roll, and really focus. The Chiefs is, just another day at the office for them. So sometimes these are the kind of games that could get you.
yeah.